The jackal was too clever. A jackal was wandering in search of food. He was extremely hungry as he didn't get sufficient food for 2 days. Suddenly, an idea struck him. A farmer named Kalacha had a large sugarcane field nearby. When the sugar canes had grown to full size, he had fenced the field safely, and Kalacha himself was staying there in a raised hut to see that no one destroys or steals sugarcane from his field. One day he was sitting in his machan when the clever jackal approached him. The jackal said, Kalacha, something is going to happen this night. You know, there is a big elephant staying in the forest. That elephant has an eye on your sugar canes. So be alert with your bow and arrow. Kalacha was very perturbed. Due to his hard toil and the rich manure he put, his sugar canes had grown very well. If the elephant attacked it, all his efforts would go waste. So he had to be on his guard. Kalacha took his bow and arrow and cleaned them. He took his food early that night and lay in wait for the elephant. From Kalacha's place, the jackal went straight to the hideout of the elephant. The elephant was crouching on the ground near a pond. The jackal stood at a respectable distance and spoke to the elephant. You are my mighty uncle of the forest, but I know that nowadays you are not getting enough food to fill your belly. The difficulty is because you are vegetarian and you eat only plants, and that too a selected few. You are right, my friend, replied the elephant. I can't eat all plants, and actually I have to go from forest to forest to get my food. It is a difficult task, and on some days I have to go without food. Of course, this forest is better, but still, the elephant sighed. Uncle, I have come all the way to give a piece of good news to you. You will have feast for 1 full week. Interesting? Tell me, what is it? Where is the feast? Asked the elephant. You know that Kalacha has a big sugarcane field? You might have seen it. It is just at the foot of this hill. He is about to cut the sugar canes tomorrow. They have grown to full size, and this is the proper time to eat them. No doubt he has fenced it. But the fence is nothing for you. So you can easily go through this midnight when Kalacha will be sleeping and eat to your heart's content. Don't lose this opportunity. Thank you very much for giving me this information. I shall find out the field during daytime and attack it at the dead of night, said the elephant. That will be ideal. When Kalacha sleeps, he sleeps like a pig, and you don't worry about any danger. Saying this, the jackal went down the hill. He reached the boundary of the sugarcane field where there was a lonely tree. Kalacha was there. He went near him. What are you doing here? The jackal inquired. Nothing in particular. I was just seeing from which place I can shoot my arrow at the elephant, replied Kalacha. I was about to tell you that. The jackal said, Do you see a lonely tree at the boundary of the sugarcane field? That is the ideal place for shooting your arrow. You can hide behind the tree. The elephant wouldn't see you. You are right, my dear friend. That is the right place. Saying this, Kalacha went to his hut. The jackal went near the tree. In a hole near this tree, a snake was staying. The jackal went near the hole and called it. It came out. My dear brother, began the jackal, you are facing a grave danger. Have you ever seen Kalacha? Yes. Isn't he the farmer who owns this sugarcane field? Several times I've seen him. Well, he is going to destroy you, wipe you and your family out of this world. He has come to know that you're staying here and that you are very poisonous and in one bite you can kill anyone. Is that so? Then what shall I do, Jackal brother? Please advise me. You are very resourceful. If I die, my wife and little ones will be put to trouble. The little ones are too young to look after themselves, and my wife will die if she hears of my death. Please show me a way out, implored the snake. The best way is to kill Kalacha before he kills you. So do one thing. At midnight he will come this way. Sometimes he stands near this tree to see whether his sugar canes are safe or not. At that very moment, go and bite him, not once but 4 or 5 times. You are so poisonous that he will die immediately. Saying this, the jackal bid him goodbye, wished him success, and went home with great satisfaction. He was very happy. He was confident that his plan would work well. From the next day onwards, he would have plenty to eat. The huge elephant's flesh would be enough for him for a month, and that of Kalacha's for not less than a fortnight. At night, a huge tusker entered the sugarcane fields. The fence was no obstacle for him. Kalacha saw it from his observation point. He took his bow and arrow and aimed at the elephant. He sent 3 arrows. He was an expert archerman. All the 3 arrows struck the elephant at vulnerable points. Suddenly he felt an indestructible pain on his ankle, as if some insect had bitten him. Not once but 3 or 4 times. He looked down and saw a snake gliding at fast speed on the ground. Immediately he trampled on it with all his might. The snake died at once. But suddenly Kalacha's bow and arrow fell down from his hand, and he too fell dead. The jackal, who was seeing all this from a distance, ventured to come near the dead body of Kalacha. Even though it was dark, he could see the bow lying by his side. On the bow were some blood spots, and so he decided to lick it first, before he started the grand feast. But while licking, his teeth touched the string of the bow and it broke. The string was so tightly tied to both ends of the bow that due to its impact, there was a sudden jerk, and one end of the bow went deep inside the jackal's mouth, cutting it into two. And that was the end of the cunning jackal too. End of the story.